This video novel is meant to portray one man's journey through life. From a young age, I realized that my education was my responsibility. Therefore, this endeavor is not meant to tell you what to think or even how to think, but only to inspire you to think. Your thought processes are individual and shaped by the life you live, like fingerprints, different from everyone else's. Social awareness, political awareness, empathy awareness, and self-awareness are the foundation of your own individual personality. Spiritual awareness is, of course, the cornerstone of this organic architectural marvel. Self-pity, self-hate, and selfish greed are, of course, a weak foundation on which to build this biologic work of art, your life. To your credit or to your shame are the choices you make. Love is easy. Hate is hard work and a heavy load. Travel light. Poet at War. Poet. It's my turn to run with the wind. My turn to learn how to blend the effort and spirit of truth from within. It's my turn to run with the wind. The visage of time is enamored in memories endlessly mirrored. Expressions of need, the manifest dream. Desire completely unfettered. Oh, to be passion's creation, the vessel of love's persuasion, to run with the wind again and again in poetic recreation. Only to run with the wind, with no beginning or end. The soul and the essence of energy live, only to run with the wind. Chapter 1. Sensory Input. The moon shone down crimson silver as it reflected off the flooded rice paddies, opaque and mystical. I took a moment to acknowledge and almost enjoy the simple beauty I beheld, but as usual, I had to pull back from relaxing into it completely, for there was always danger afoot, and tense awareness was my weapon of choice when it came to raw survival. Raw nerves, raw carnage, raw sewage, raw courage. Such was the menu for a banquet in Nam. Feed the monster, starve the soul. I suspected movement close on my left. More sensed than heard, because all senses become one when your neck hairs bristle. Calm and mechanic, I became a ghost. Crouched silently and gazing through a hazy reality, I soon witnessed the Viet Cong passing by me one by one, some within 10 feet. I started counting them after 6 or 7 had already gone by. When the count reached 40, I started to lose my ghost-like confidence. Their proximity and uncanny ability to navigate the jungle aborted my crafty cover, and the claustrophobia somehow began to affect my ability to maintain a detached invisibility. My nerves began to flinch, my muscles spasm as I grew afraid. Fear is a smell more potent than noise is a sound. Fortunately, they moved on, and I trembled with relief. "Base camp, this is Listening Post Pros. Do you read? Over," I cautiously whispered into my PRC-25 Porter radio. After a few tense moments, "Affirmative," blared back at me loud and strong. I forgot to turn the damn thing down. I took off like a wounded snake, crawling in a direction opposite of that which the VC had taken just moments before. Noticing that I made more noise fleeing than the radio response that had caused my flight, I stopped and listened. After what seemed like an eternity of heartbeats in my eardrums, actually seconds, I located the radio, thumbed the transmitter, and warned. "You're about to be hit by 2 platoons of VC from the west and probably more from other quadrants. Don't acknowledge unless transmission was garbled and not understood. Out." No answer. Whew, I did my job. "No time to wallow in self-satisfaction, poet. They'll be back after the firefight. Now you need some awesome cover." Damn, I hate this. Guns, mud, fear, day in, night out, shoot the target, don't shoot the target, stand and fight or melt into the jungle, scramble and wait, listen and wait, kill or be killed, or worse yet, lose a leg, an arm, or hell, your mind. Oh well, don't mean nothing. Fuck it. Attitude check, Fuck it. Check your options, decide and act, and for Christ's sake, quit talking to yourself. When in doubt, climb a tree, become a wraith with deadly mien, obscure yet lethal, calm yet tense. Jesus, I gotta get out of here. I'm going bananas. I sound like a stupid combat bard, hiding from danger, scared, young, and alone, and I mean alone, just pretending to be a man. Whoa! Boys don't go to war and kill or understand enough to be deadly. Oh yeah? What about that squad of VC last week in Fukloi? Average age 15. Philosophy gets on my nerves when I climb trees at night in foreign jungles, especially when I don't know why. You know why. To stay alive. Yeah, you've got all the answers, but you make me sound like I'm talking to myself, so shut up. Now I'm really alone. No one to talk to. I'm too damn sensitive for war. There's been some mistake. Too late, answers fate. Noise. The muffled sound of mortars, the explosive reverberation of the satchel charges, the all-too-familiar echo of machine gun fire. Lord have mercy on every mother's son who must do battle. I'm completely in love with the thought of sleep right now. Oh, how I long for that silent lover, that drowsy intangible, that sacred, ancient comfort. Deep, deep sleep. Noise. The muffled sound of mortars, the explosive reverberation of the satchel charges, the all-too-familiar echo of machine gun fire. Lord have mercy on every mother's son who must do battle. To kill is a death of the soul. To die is a journey unknown. Choices of instinct are long ago made in the kingdom of ancient survival. No more the innocent quest for ice cream and touchdowns. Life is more precious than gold. Say goodbye to circus balloons, foolish child. This is war. Damn, I gotta stop this Kipling-esque enhancement. Even though, and even so, no one will win and no one will lose. Only some will bleed and die. Just make sure it's not you. I must have fallen asleep. Time has escaped me somehow and the danger has passed. Oh, what an exquisite feeling to have been on the edge of the quest. The mind of a warrior knows only death is the end of the quest. To escape and rejoin the battle, it seems, is at least another breath. At most, to understand and embrace the next. My back hurts, my neck hurts, my head hurts, my butt hurts. Hell, I'm so sore my soul hurts. Oddly enough, it feels real good to hurt. An axiom comes to mind. Life is pain. Followed closely by the thought of food and the distance between me and a Hershey bar. Barely inches, within my grasp, I still managed to fall off the damn limb reaching for that chocolate reprieve. Luckily, I had tied myself to the limb before I relaxed. Not so luckily, the knots had grown loose and I dangled 30 feet above the ground. But like the unspoken spoils of the quest, the chocolate nourishment quenched my soul. Sore, lonely, confused, my only friend was that Hershey bar still clenched in my left fist. As I savored the taste of chocolate, I had time to ponder life's curious adventure. Enjoy the moment. It may not last. Take it slow. Don't go too fast. As I ambled into Fire Support Base Homer, I felt a sense of relief, not thinking of tonight or tomorrow's danger, proving everything is relative. I made my presence known. Hey, Poet, just another day in the Nom, huh? Don't mean nothing, right? Fuck it. If old Climax didn't say that 20 times a day, he'd go insane. It was something you counted on, hearing old Climax say that, but it never sounded quite so good. I gave him some dap for his timing and went looking for some food. Needed food. Had to have food. So many depths of hunger. Tough and stringy water buffalo and tasteless instant potatoes had worn out my insides. Damn, I knew that Hershey bar was my best friend. But you can't have your candy and eat it too. Hey, Poet, old Sarge caught a chunk of shrapnel with his kneecap last night. Guess that puts you in charge of the quad now. No more LP. You'll have to stay in tonight. Ah, shit, you know how I hate responsibility, Frag. Can't you get someone else? No way, we lost 12 and had 16 dust-off wounded. We're in bad shape. Charlie hits us again tonight. Our shit's in the wind. Better get some sleep. You're gonna need it. Yeah, well, I need a lot of things. Got any skag, frag? Sure, man, got some dynamite dew, too. Come by the hooch when you want to unwind. I'll set your mind right. Thanks, frag. I'll catch you later. Right on, man. Turn on, turn in, get up and do it all over again. War is hell. Heaven? Well, heaven's just a lie I smoke. Don't mean nothing. Hey, Rabbi, what's the forecast? I asked as I took a long draw on the ivory. Full moon, but Charlie got a taste for blood last night. No cloud cover. Should be a quiet strike night, so don't sleep deep, poet. Are you kidding? I haven't slept since I got to this uncouth land of godless Oz. I just close my eyes and drift through the darkness once in a while. I can't sleep. I can't dream. Hell, I can't even smile. I think my heart hurts, but I'm not sure. Can't feel nothing since I deadened my nerves. I'm a corpse devoid of sensation, a wasted piece of creation. Say, that's really good, Rabbi remarked. No, man, that's really bad. As the moon came up full, I was lost in thoughts of the dragon, moments eternal, infinite bliss, yet aware in a small space of matter that existence is constant change, possibly drastic, maybe minute, but whatever, the present will change into another place in time, as will I. The whistle and percussion of mortar rounds brought me back to the moment with a physical jolt. From philosophy to war in a nanosecond. Put the brain on analog reaction and hope your body follows with flawless response. No confident John Wayne gestures, just adaptation to chaos and mayhem. Frantic action in order of priority. The motion of survival. They came in a wave behind the mortar assault. Little people in black pajamas. How absurd to shoot children dressed for bed. A shrill blare from a tin horn pierced the din of the battle, and fear became another enemy as the second wave moved into sight. Fuck, 800 to 73 odds is a loser's gamble. The frantic intent of the believer is an awesome sight. CP, this is Delta Pros. Here they come. Send help. Delta, what's your count? Over. 783. Hell, I don't know. Too damn many. No time to talk. Out. We opened up with the quad when the pajamas got to the near strand of concertina. Patience paid off as the 50s roared above all other sound. A musical bittersweet rhythm was the score of this ensemble. I swung the mount left and right in a slow dance of death. 2,000 rounds a minute from 450 caliber machine guns, mounted, timed, and gauged to precision on a rotating pivot with a gunner's armored bubble centered between two steel bat wings to protect the loaders. This machine manufactured death in volume. With its trigger device electronically timed dual buttons recessed in finger grip handles which swung the killing machine called Quad 50 360 degrees, we were destined to kill. On the back of a 5-ton truck, all nestled in a sandbagged bed with steel armor plating on 3 sides, the quad wreaked havoc. The Kong fell in awkward undulations in our unreal ballet. The quad, the orchestra, and me, the conductor of the song Insanity played for the prophets of war, where all danced to the score. Zeke and Rabbi must be down. The guns went quiet. Shit! I climbed out of the bubble to load the guns myself as the second wave broke and the few who got through from the first wave reached the berm. Just in time, the cooks and drivers arrived at my position. Hand to hand, AK-16 went down as I climbed back in the bubble to deal with the second wave. The guns growled as the monster was fed, and the communist menace faltered. Once again, the quad grew silent, and I vaulted out to reload. Ouch! That felt like a bee sting. My first thought as the AK found its mark was, how can that be? Though just a flesh wound in the buttocks, I bled like a stuck pig. Nothing to whine about, poet. There's life to preserve. After reloading, I vaulted back in and lowered the traverse as the VC were 15 yards out and all around. Wow, what exhilaration. Oh, what a high to brandish such power. Wham! The RPG hit. I flew out of the bubble and landed 10 feet from the quad. Dazed and staggered, I crawled to the nearest cover, a culvert and sandbag ammo bunker. Oh God, thousands of rounds and no gun. A great place to blow up, I thought, as I lost consciousness. I awoke to straps being snugged against me as I lay prone on a canvas stretcher in a dust-off chopper for the wounded. I yelled at the door gunner to remove the straps as he finished securing them and manned his M60. The roar of the liftoff drowned me out, and I began to panic. The cacophony of emotion, the seduction of battle, funneled into a fine point of extreme fear. The takeoff was swift and canted for the door gunner to get maximum firepower. I was helpless as my Salvation prison slid across the metal floor toward the wide-open space to the left of the door gunner. I glimpsed VC and death in a panorama of horror. As I saw my own funeral, in spasms of agony, I screamed without emitting a sound, only hoping I'd die on impact. At the last possible instant, my favorite person in the universe, whom I didn't even know, stuck out his foot and stopped my inevitable descent to oblivion. He had obviously done this before, trivializing my trauma. Nonetheless, my senses told me that this was life's most precious moment, on the edge. Amen, poet. Alive in a Saigon hospital, I explained to the young nurse how a lack of love and the motion thereof makes a man get careless in battle. If I could just touch her beautiful body before I got back in the saddle, maybe, just maybe, I could barely survive. Not here, she smiled invitingly. I get off my shift in 3 hours. We'll go somewhere with a little more privacy, all right? I responded as I closed my eyes and smiled. 5 hours later, she still hadn't returned. What a mean woman, I thought, as I dressed. After sneaking past the nurse's station and out the door, I headed for Benoit to escape my frustration, get laid. As I stuck out my thumb, a 3/4-ton truck stopped beside me. "What's happening, ma'am? Where you headed?" the driver asked. "Benoit," I replied with feeling. "I got to make a couple of stops on the way, but I can get you there in a few hours. Cool?" "Cool." He dropped me off downtown by the hotel as darkness fell. That was good because I was off limits down here anyway. But like I said before, hunger has many depths. Pai Tang looked like a good name for a street, so I started walking fast on the darkest side of the street. Halfway down the block, I glimpsed an open doorway, and sounds of laughter touched my hungry ears like a feast of plenty. Papa-san appeared in the open doorway, and when he saw me, he frantically whispered, "You crazy, G.I.? Hurry, come inside. Plenty trouble at night out here. Hurry, hurry." As I followed him inside, I encountered a young Vietnamese girl in her nightie. She smiled, and Papa-san said, "She my niece, 20 MPC. You sleep with her tonight. Tomorrow, Didi Mao, very early, I drive you Long Bin." Maybe life isn't so tough after all, I thought, as I tried to act sophisticated and knowledgeable about this kind of transaction. I was just too excited and happy to pull it off. The moment captured all my senses with the promise of all the wonderful moments foreshadowed in my immediate future. 18 years young, halfway around the world, rugged, lonely, and ready for love. Soft human contact, luxurious, and now I felt like royalty, a lucky prince. No words of understanding. We talked with our eyes, communicated in motions of pleasure, related our emotions and thoughts through a silent medium, love. Slow and sensuous, fast and demanding, the passion of caged desire set free to express an intimate need. Lonely and confused, we held the moment close. "Annyeong, she sighed. "I love you," I whispered. We knew. The scrape of a sandal brought me completely awake. I rolled to the floor as a shadow of sorts loomed in the doorway. Too slow, he noticed my action as I fired my .16 from instinct, than from time-consuming aim. Screams and panic followed immediately as Trang and her family wakened. Seared and confused, I dressed and ran. Seeking control, I escaped an uncontrollable situation only to be confronted by the equally uncontrollable circumstance of a dark city street and quantities of unknowns. Friend or foe, my own shadow was suspect. At least I had room to react, encounter, beyond the confines of the small room. Quiet and alert, swift and calm. Poet must survive. Vietnam. There's a dream I've been dreaming, a song I've been singing, about a world with no more war and sorrow. No more greed, no more famine, a conscious love for all creation, a world with no more war and sorrow. Don't listen anymore when they're beating on the old war drums. Don't let propaganda pump you up. We're better than that, and you can call it evolution. Think about tomorrow. No more war and sorrow. There's a truth they ain't telling, a lie they've been selling, that you can't have a world without war and sorrow. There's a golden status quo, and through fear they take control. They're the energy behind war and sorrow. Don't listen anymore when they're beating on the old war drums. Don't let CNN fuck you up. We're better than that, and you can call it evolution. Think about tomorrow, and no more war and sorrow. In this life I've been living, I contemplate existence on a world with no more war and sorrow. Buddha, Christ, Muhammad, there's still children starving on a wealthy world full of war and sorrow. Don't listen anymore when they're beating on the old war drums. Don't let propaganda fuck you up. We're better than that, and you can call it revolution. Think about tomorrow, and no more war and sorrow. And don't cop out, it's your world too. Don't cop out and say, what can I do? Think of something. What the fuck? There's a dream I've been dreaming,